Thank you for coming into the realms of transformation. Today's new moon is in Scorpio. Now, before we get into it and explain why it's in Scorpio, we will first speak about Western astrology. So without further ado, Western astrology deals with a different timing in the sky. They actually deal with the seasons as opposed to where the planets actually are. Vedic astrology, or the traditional ancient Egyptian astrology, as well as the Mayans, they follow the true timing of the heavens. So today's new moon is in Scorpio, and this placement is in Jeshta Nakshatra. So Jeshta represents the ear. Now it's at the 29th degree. 28th degree. Let me just double check. 28th degree. And at this point, 28th degree is almost like the last little ingredient of this transformational pool. Now we've gone through a lot of transformation, and this one is the last one of the major transits because it's coming in line with the winter solstice. Now, the winter solstice is a very powerful time. You know, it's a time of just reaching your peak, you know, and we're going deeper into the center of the universe. This is what's going on. So we're actually feeling all the vibration of the universe, and this is why we're transforming. Now, this new moon actually is at the center, or the black hole center. Remember that Sagittarius represents that black hole center. Now, because it's at the black hole center in the real sky, you will find that it's going to pull in certain things that you want to transform, and it's going to remove old stagnant energy there. So what we find in this total solar eclipse, it's going to bring a final death to something, a clarity, an understanding, a truth in its nature, because it's about to sip through into Sagittarius, you know. So this is what's going on with this new moon solar eclipse. So it will be seen in certain places. I don't know. Obviously, I just bought myself a telescope, and I'm gonna go deep into my researches now, because I'm a fan of astrology, and it's where I go. So let me go deeper into the effects of this new moon and how you can work with it and how you can dominate that energy and work inside you. Now, this new moon is a psychological new moon, so it works on your psyche. It's a very karmic one, because in this placement, Jeshta, which is that ear, the listening ear, the symbol of it is the listening ear. It's psychological because it's not so much the listening ear, it's the ear which represents wisdom. Now, the wisdom of the Kundalini. The sages in the ancient time would have earrings. So basically, when I mean the listening ear, I'm talking about earrings. Sorry. It's an earring. The symbol is an earring, not a listening ear. It's an earring. But the earring represents mastership of the Kundalini, mastership of the energy. And so therefore means the sages used to wear particular earrings which curled. And that curling represented that Kundalini, which would have sprinkled up. So that energy is of that formality in the ancient system. So now this placement is governed by Mercury. So again, it's about listening, but it's about dragging the Kundalini. So when we're talking about Mercury, it governs the portion of Jeshta, which is in Scorpio, and it's psychological. So what happens is Mercury is unsteady. It always wants to know things, in a sense that it wants to communicate, get things done and all of that. That's what I mean. But in that placement in Scorpio Jeshta, it's unsteady. It wants to go into the deep concentrated portion of the feelings and concentrated thoughts in those placements. So what I want to do, I'm going to read something which connects with the moon in Scorpio, this new moon. And now, okay, let me just first let you know about the first deity. Hecate is one of the deities which is associated with the moon in Scorpio. And I'm going to read a small passage so you can kind of have an understanding of the energy in the sky during this new moon in Scorpio. So where are we? Hecate. Hecate was a goddess who connected to the precision of um, the spell work, dealing with the deepness of things. So Hecate represented that kind of she was like a priestess in some ways, but she was very dark. You know, she could go really deep into things. So basically, Hecate dealt with the aspect of controlling others, something that anyone with Scorpio dominant in their chart would secretly long for. So people with that moon in Scorpio, right? Or even, you know, experiencing that moon in Scorpio was all to do with this kind of aspect of things, wanting to control people, you know, hiding, not giving everything, and wanting to know everything about someone, but holding everything back and not saying anything to the other person. The danger with this is that when you hold too much secrets and want too much of someone else's secrets or information, sometimes you never get the juice of that person, because there comes a point where that person doesn't express anymore. So you have to be mindful during this new moon that you speak, but then you observe. And what is it? And who is being secretive? And who is hiding information? And why are they hiding information? You know, there's an inner truth with that. And I want you to read something, but I forgot to bring it. Maybe I might read it towards the end. And it's really connected to this um, new moon. Now, I'm going to go into the solstice as well and the effect of the Great Conjunction, which is going to be pretty important for many of us. Well, for all of us, to be honest with you. The Great Conjunction is going to be powerful, very powerful, because I've checked it out and I've realized that it doesn't just include Saturn and Jupiter, but we'll get into it. Stay tuned in and you will get the essence of it. Okay. All right. Where is it? Now, displacement deals with protection. This is the time to protect yourself. This is the time to clear out things that no longer are a part of you, right? Right? It's a good time for that. It's a brilliant time for that, you know. So now, also with what's going on in the sky, there's you know, a lot of transformation, a lot of energy coming through. So it's a great time for fasting. And you know, me myself, obviously, I've been fasting for the last 2 days, just on water and some spirulina and some sea moss. So I'm gonna break my fast on this new moon without, you know, boasting about it. So basically, what we got now with this placement, um, it's also governed by Bast. Bast represents the cat. Now, the cat is very smooth. It's very like gentle. It can really kind of grab into something and feel something through. So it deals with this ancient cat and it deals with mysticism. Now, cats were, you know, were placed in the house to absorb negative energy. And when they would sit next to you, they would actually, you know, they would literally just pull out negative entities or spirits around you. And it's very strongly connected with that Scorpio energy. It's gentle. Any kind of reptile, snakes, all of those kind of elements represents that Scorpio element. And so the reptile energy or the cat is a symbol of good luck. So even seeing the black cat represents good luck because it represents a form of vibration which wants to bring you secrets or secret information, insight, taking you into something deeper. It represents the lunar type of energy because it's very, very sensitive, very nurturing in some way. So the bast represents the cat in the ancient Egyptian myth of this moon in Scorpio. It actually represents Scorpio in its essence. But because of the moon, it's very gentle, so it moves you. So it's basically that. Now, the priestess of Bast were considered to have a particular erotic reputation capable of seducing men and bending them to their desires. Feminine sensuality, sexuality, and the capacity for seduction were all qualities associated with the sensual seduction goddess Bast. Now, in connection to that, we find that Venus has just moved into Scorpio. And this is where I wanted to read this poetry which connected to this Scorpio energy. And I may be able to find it, which is some of my notes that I've put together. But it's connected to it because it came to me in meditation. And I wanted to share it because it literally pulled out of my spirit. Can't seem to find it. It's not in this text. Anyway, forget about it. Let me go back into this new moon. So this new moon in Scorpio. First, I want to give you some herbs about, because obviously Scorpio is all about the sexual organs, and it's also all about transformation. And but because it sips through into Sagittarius, we're going to give you 2 ingredients. So between today and tomorrow, good time to cleanse the gut. And also, if you want to work with various aspects of Scorpio as well, you can work with basil. Basil is a good herb you can use as a bath. Well, truly, it should have been just before the new moon because it was on a dark moon, but it doesn't matter. Bloodroot, dwarf elder, dwarf elder is good as well. But you want to get like basil. Basil is good. You can even make some basil food to kind of deepen that transformation aspect in your life, so you can, push yourself out to transform those aspects and faculties in your life. So these are the herbs. Now, obviously, when we're moving to Sagittarius, because the sun is moving into Sagittarius tomorrow, so this is a good time to get in touch with your liver. This is the time to get in touch with your liver. So you work with dandelion. You work with herbs that help with the liver during that time. So it's a great time to start doing the liver cleanses. So this new moon is preparing you to make the final kind of chung. So the drishti in this placement, what is it? It's karmic. What is this karmic thing? So the moon, remember Venus, and I'm going to talk about Venus because it's going to be very important. Venus, Mercury, and the moon, right? And the sun are in Scorpio in this new moon. So it's deep. It's pretty deep. It's fascinating. It's very sexual as well, in so many words. So this is a time of controlling that vitality, if you may. Because Scorpio is all about the underneath. And it's about the secrets as well. And that's why, they always associate secrets with occult because it's hidden. And that's what it is. Mysticism is hidden. It's the science of the unknown. It's the science that no one wants to talk about. It's the things that no one wants to talk about. So Mercury is all about the intellectual aspect. Now, the karmic aspect is very associated with Ketu. Ketu is moved into Scorpio alongside with the North Node, which are the drishtis. So the energies there are moving in. Ketu represents the karmic aspect in this placement of Scorpio. But also, this nakshatra or displacement in the sky also represents hidden information or things from the past life which have been hidden that needs clearing. So people born in this placement certain times are dealing with past life issues, past life stuff, past life accumulation that they need cleansing upon. So this placement represents the potential for financial gains also, because it represents merging with another person, the partner, dealing with partnerships associated with the essence of bonding, whereas Libra deals with the essence of getting into a relationship. Scorpio deals with the aspect of merging with another person to go deeper into the substance and formulating ties. So it governs this kind of tie aspect. Now, the rays, let's talk about the rays of the sun. Very important time, because the rays of the sun are emitting. The northern lights apparently have moved and spread it along America, in parts of America. And so they're able to be seen around, there's been a lot of solar storms and affairs with the sun and all of that madness. So there's a lot of light codes that are coming into the planet. This is why it's a great time to begin cleansing yourself, going deeper into yourself, because there's a lot of information that can come through dreams. Psychic abilities, information of all types, of all sorts, are coming in with this type of placement. It's the time of really going deeper into your nature. Now, I didn't want to film this video, honestly. I just wanted to just have a grounded time. And I'm not going to be doing a video for the full moon, I don't think, this year. But I want to talk about the Great Conjunction, because it's an important faculty building into the full moon. So it's not even going to be on the full moon, it's building into the full moon. And it's next week, which is the 21st. And I want to talk about the specific aspect of that anyways. So so now you know briefly about this full moon, this new moon. This new moon is about self-protection, it's about transformation, it's about letting go of things that you don't want to have in your life, okay? And it's associated with Bast, the cat, the Egyptian cat. It's associated with Hecate, that goddess. Now, what I wanted to say, what was it that I was going to say now? There's another thing that I wanted to kind of bring in, because obviously it's very strongly connected to this myth. So basically, Soma is the transporter. So Soma represents the transporter of the moon. Well, it's the moon deity in the Vedic tradition, and Soma represents Somei, and Somei is it's almost like a sleep. So it's such a deep sleep that this is the time of visions also, because the cat is associated with visions. So transformation, whenever you do a colon cleanse, for example, and a liver cleanse, your dreams become more vivid. If you observe your dreams, you will start noticing more of the vividness. And because we're moving into the solstice as well, your dreams should start to become more vivid. But then obviously this would also determine on the placement of your birth chart and where it's placed. And obviously, as you know, I do astrological readings, and if you want to book a reading, you can scroll to my Instagram page, and there you can book a reading and choose how long you want to get into your birth chart, and then we can go deeper into various aspects, obviously. So now the Soma aspect is a psychological thing which associated with visions and dreams and going deeper into the subconscious realm. In so many words, it puts you into a meditative state. So the meditative state is Soma. That's what it represents. And Sommeil means to be tired in French. So basically, there's the connection. Where is it? There was something that I wanted to say. Yeah, Jeshta represents the eldest of the eldest one, basically, and it's associated to Indra, which is the deity of thunder. And yeah, remember the previous full moon we was talking about the two deities, the two gods, but this time round it's governed by Indra, which is the other one. Now another fold which I'm going to leak into the solstice now, which is going to be interesting. We're going to leak into the solstice and the greater conjunction right now. Now, the interesting thing is that this new moon, Jeshta, right, is governed by Mercury. Okay, this is very important because it's going to make a lot of sense. Mercury represents communication, right? And it's an eclipse. So though the new moon is in Scorpio, it's going to feed, the full moon's going to be in Gemini. Okay. And so as we build into that, there's going to be a death of something. And it's going to skip through Taurus and move into Gemini. So the full moon's going to be in Gemini, right? So what's going to happen is the almost like there's a last spectrum of information or a last focus on love, which is being shedded away, like a last path of confusion. That's one aspect of it. So this new moon is about kind of just releasing that last thing about love, or last thing that you don't, or you want to shed about your heart or whatever, because it's going to shadow that in and bring that into Gemini, right? Because it's all going to be about communication and clarity. The next thing, and this is the important part, the new moon being in Jeshta, and it's connected again to that female energy, that transformation energy, is connected to Mercury, and that Mercury aspect is connected to the solstice. All right, let me move into the chart. So this is the fascinating part, and this is why I love to look into astrology, because astrology is all mathematical. Yes, you can get a psychic reading and they might see some imprints, but when you deal with astrology, you're dealing with maths. It's math. It's math. The universe is all about maths. Okay, then we're going to get into the greater sun. So Mercury, which is governed by Jeshta in Scorpio, in this new moon is pouring in and bringing in the energy of the solstice, because then the sun, it's almost like what it's going to do is giving in the portion or the energy of this new moon in Scorpio and giving that light into Sagittarius. So it's like smoking that. And then basically Sagittarius brings in the fire, which is all about heat. And on the solstice, Mercury is going to be conjunct. You know what? On the solstice, let me repeat that. The winter solstice is about the death of the sun. Mercury in the sky, in the actual sky, is going to be conjunct the sun. What does that mean? Mercury is about information. The sun is about shining. It's going to be kind of just all over the place, like I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta travel there, I gotta get this, I gotta get that, I gotta move there, I gotta go there. It's all about traveling, knowledge, information, insight. What's gonna happen? What is going on? So it's all about that kind of vibration. So what it is, Mercury is gonna be conjunct the sun on that day, but Mercury in on the new moon is almost like giving you that impulse. What is the secret? What is the secret? And that is in Jeshta. So that Jeshta energy is saying, look, there's something coming, or some information, or some insight, or some kind of, pull, or what is it? That is what it is. It's bringing that Mercury energy, which is information, and bringing it out into the solstice. So it's almost like, look, we got to get this information out there, and this is what we're doing. So the great conjunction, which they talk about, this great alignment of the 21st, is interesting because there's actually 3 segments of conjunction happening on that actual day. Obviously, the first conjunction which is felt and which is seen is Jupiter and Saturn, which is the great conjunction the great teachers, the movers, the ones that are the slowest and the ones that are moving and affecting the earth. So these are the two major planets. The teachers are involved in this. And so this is why they want to plug in the vaccination. The vaccination is connected to the great teachers, the teachers that are coming in, the psychic abilities. The vaccination blocks the energy of the greater sun. Now, if you look into my Instagram page, I posted a segment of pictures about China, what China are trying to create, this artificial sun, you know, to block out the sun. Global warming is a hoax. The key is they need to try to block out the sun because there's information coming from Sirius. This information coming from Sirius leads and connects to the information which we're being seeded into the planet. Hence why they've been trying to block out the sun for a long time. That's the real secret to the corona. Corona means the sun, shedding or hiding the sun, the crown, Saturn, Jupiter, the crown, Saturn, the crown. Holding that, spiraling around that, Jupiter, the teacher, weakest point. Trying to get people at the weakest point. Vaccination, all of that stuff. It's all connected. So there might be something. We don't know fully. I don't know. I'm just speculating, you know. I can't say exactly what's going on. But I love astrology because I can always see the pinpoints of how something can happen and what are the possibilities. And that's what it is. Astrology is the possibilities, right? And to know the actual, you need to have the information that have been hidden secretly from others. Okay? So, let us go into this great conjunction a little bit more. The great sun Sirius is passing by and obviously having an effect with our sun. And obviously it creates a greater energy. It always does that. And so the solstice, it always has that energy during the solstice. And it's very strong during that time. Mercury is about information. So there's a lot of truth which is going to be revealed. Now on Christmas Day, which is fascinating this year, on Christmas Day, Mars moves into Aries at home. So whatever has been an attack, like secretly attacking, like we've been secretly attacked in some ways, like because we don't know what's going on. We're confused. On Christmas Day, Mars, which is the planet of fighting, goes into Aries finally. So it's been in Pisces for a long time, just confusing us. Like, what's going on? Why is this happening? So it's moving into Aries. And when it moves into Aries, it's at home in its natural sign. So therefore means it's saying, look, you know, this is the present. What is the present? You know, everyone's doing this ritual every year, Christmas ritual, buying presents and all of that stuff, but no one knows what they're getting involved into. Remember, this ritual's been going on for centuries. You know, people have been converted through lifetimes and lifetimes and programmed through lifetimes to celebrate this. Burnt, you know, witches and magicians were burnt for this, you know, because we never knew the real, the real secret to doing this kind of ritual every year is a sacrifice in some ways. We're sacrificing the knowledge for something, you know. That's what it is, because during this time, the knowledge is being expanded. Knowledge is where we're supposed to be getting into certain depth of knowledge and wisdom. We're supposed to be realizing something, connecting to the truth of something. Yes, there is some truth to Christmas, but what is the truth? The truth is about wisdom that comes in during that time, you know, connecting with the teachers around that time. That is what the secret of Christmas is about. It's about connecting with your teachers, listening to the teachers. What are they, you know, what are they revealing to you? And this is why the part of the secret is connected to the present. Receiving a present on Christmas is a gift, which is Jupiter. The gift I'm giving you I'm giving you something. So Jupiter wants to gift you a present, and then it makes you realize that, oh, this person was thinking about me. That was the greatest secret behind it. But it's not about, of course, yes, but it's about the teachers bringing in a secret to you and revealing the secrets. That's what Christmas was really about. And Sagittarius is connected to that. And so the present is Jupiter, which is, that law of attraction planet. Anyways, so interestingly, on the night before the sun rises, the moon around 1 a.m. on the 21st of December, the moon will be conjunct Neptune. Neptune is the sea, the keeper, the sea keeper. Be asleep. There might be some very interesting dreams that may kick in. It may be very musical, but at the same time, it's in Aquarius. It's in Aquarius. There's something that I forgot to bring up, and I'll just, speak about it. It's in Aquarius. So, it's in Aquarius. The moon will be in Aquarius with Neptune, exact conjunction. So that's the first conjunction that occurs. Let me just double check on the. Yeah. So sorry, it's not the first conjunction. The first conjunction that occurs is Mercury and the Sun. Mercury and the Sun will be conjunct. So all about this information spreading out and a lot of people just revealing certain truths and realizing certain things on just before the solstice, just the day before the solstice. That'll be because Mercury will be conjunct. Mercury will be conjunct the Sun. So that will be a lot of information, a lot of confusion, perhaps just going on different journeys, realizing some things and stuff. That will be Mercury conjunct the Sun. Then, obviously, to top it up, you got to remember that Pluto is at 29 degrees. Sagittarius also, which is creating, you remember, Pluto represents Osiris in the Egyptian myths. And it's about transformation. Something is about to change and it's about to move into Capricorn. Where was I? So that's the first conjunction, the Sun and Mercury. Then the next conjunction is the Moon and Neptune. That's at 1 a.m. in the morning on the 21st. So on the 20th, Sun, Mercury conjunct, information spreading out. Moon, Neptune conjunct 1 a.m. on the 21st in the morning, UK GMT time. So figure out wherever you are, UK GMT time. Now Mercury connects with London. Reason why they put out the vaccine first in London, because Mercury governs London. Well, London, but London is the heart, the beast. Revelation. Rick Clay, did you research it? I hope you did. So, where was I? So the moon is conjunct Neptune, and the moon conjunct Neptune is about revealing a dream. Revealing a dream. That's what I was supposed to do. The moon conjunct Neptune, revealing a dream outside. Okay, sorry about that. I was just looking at something so I can just kind of just bring in to my research what I wanted to say. So the moon conjuncting Neptune represents a dream. So seeing the vision in the realm of our existence, which represents this moment. So it's only a moment in time that is the moon conjuncting Neptune. So the moon is about reflection. The Neptune is about dreams. So you might feel very relaxed and at ease, or perhaps just free at that moment, or confused even, because that will be in Aquarius. Remember, I'm going by sidereal time, which is the true timing of the stars. My legs. So this is what's going on. So the moon will be conjuncting Neptune. And then, obviously, everyone will be waiting for the sunrise. So the sunrise is the portion and the time of the what do you call it? The solstice. Now the solstice, okay, this is where most people just celebrate solstice and ask, oh, what are you going to do for solstice? Or what's going on? Now, without going too deep, obviously, into the stars, but the solstice, whenever there's a solstice, you have to look at the position of the moon. We look at the position of the sun, which is Sirius, but the position of the moon is the reflection of the year. It's always going to be at the same placement where the sun is, but in the moon segment, we're going to vibrate a different form. What is that form? The form is Aquarius. This is where I said the conjunction is interesting, because at 1 a.m., which is like obviously technically the night time, 1 a.m. in that cycle of the sun, which is 24 hours, at 1 a.m., the first peak of the hour, moon is conjuncting Neptune. So there's a cycle of psychic imprints which is coming into the planet. Now, whether there's something that happens or not, the imprint is information from a psychic place, which is an Aquarius realm, right? And that's Neptune. Neptune, remember, Neptune represents the feet, and how we die, the feet is the first aspect which becomes cold, and so Neptune represents the vision, and it represents the interlocking path of the mind, which connects with the brain, which is Aries. Feet, head, release, mind. So it's almost like receiving the electromagnetic energy coming from the earth, hitting solstice energy into your mind, creating a circuit board to activate the portion of your thinking which takes you into another realm. So this is what the energy of the moon conjunct Neptune is doing on this time. Okay, so let me make sure. Oh yeah, it's on this phone, but hopefully I got the information on this page, because I was looking for this thing, and let me see if I can find it. Okay, right, yeah. Right. So basically, oh, that's it. I was looking at the wrong thing, and it's connected to what I'm about to say. But I want to find the right page, and I think the thing is, I was looking for that page, so I wanted to break it down through the connection to the solstice and the Aquarian age as well. All right. This is what I'm gonna read in a simple nutshell for all those who are caught up and thinking that the Aquarian age starts on the 21st. There is still speculation, yes, but there is other information out there which doesn't just say that. So basically, what we got here, Frater Achad claimed that the true beginning of the age of Aquarius occurred on April 8th, 1948. 6 days after the incoming of the Eon of Ma'at. The Eon of Ma'at, which is connected to Aquarius. Aquarius is balance. Remember, Gemini, first intellect. Libra is second form of intellect, which is relationships, relating with another person. Aquarius is balance because it sees Libra and it sees Gemini. These are all air signs, and Aquarius is the final of the air signs. Aquarius is the sign of the water bearer, so it doesn't hold water, it's a water bearer. So it represents electricity, which is vibrating above the water, and the diamond is the stone of the precious water. Furthermore, on the 8th of April is precisely the 44th year after the receipt. Anyways, I'm not going to say the other part. But basically, this is what I'm saying. So, it represents the water bearer, which is electrical current moving, as opposed to water. The following, or the sign that we're in, yes, Pisces, but we're moving out of the water into air. And so technology is into the air. We've come out of confusion and coming into the air. Technology is electricity. Capricorn is now at home. Well, Saturn is now at home. So apparently now we have some insight that the Aquarius age would have or could have began around that time, 1948. And I've read this in many other texts. I'm not going to give the book because I think it's time for some research. So you would have to message me. But so the key is about the greater conjunction is about, it's almost like signifying a note. Look, there's an extra vibration coming in. So this greater conjunction is about an extra vibration. So basically, to go deeper, it represents agriculture, right? It represents the agriculture. It represents the earth element. It represents the aspect of working with the earth element also. So therefore mean gold, diamonds, crystals, things of that nature are all governed in this placement, right? The new moon is soon. I need to just... So it represents this placement. So basically, to finalize this, the key is about the reset. So the reset is all about, you know, connecting with the earth element. That's what it represents. That's why, you know, everything was breathing during the time of everything was breathing around the time of the first lockdown. So this is what it was about. It's all about the earth element coming into play, looking after the earth element in some ways and understanding the earth element in some other ways. So there's a connection there. Okay, because I'm going to have to cut this short. But basically, so in essence, the real key is to be outside during that time and really connecting with the elements, specifically being, you know, high up on the hills or somewhere down the line, somewhere down there. Be high up on the hill during the 21st. Go up early in the morning, go up high up on some hills somewhere, you know, go and camp out somewhere down high up on some hills. Great time for that. Great time. Go and connect with the stars. Go and observe the stars if you can, if there's light. If you can see the light stars, get in connection with it. Look to where Saturn and Capricorn, Saturn and Jupiter are. If you can, great time. Even now, if you can, if there's some light, go and do that. Now, Venus is in Scorpio. Venus is in Scorpio. So, Venus in Scorpio, it's not the best place for Venus. Venus is about love and relationships. So, love can turn very sexual during this time, or well, it's not a bad thing, but it becomes possessive. You can become really possessive when it comes to love, you know. So you might just feel like you need to possess and just have this person right now, or just... It also very psychic, and the merging with someone during that time, really being really connected to someone during that time. So it's got this sexual undertone, and obviously having that in the birth chart, obviously depending on the transit, but it can be very, you know, very sensual and very sexual. So Venus in Scorpio is at the portion with the new moon, with the south node, which is K2, which represents karma. So there's a karmic aspect with this new moon. Now going back into the solstice the energy is going to be a threefold conjunction. So it's a threefold conjunction. The moon first, the sun and Mercury first the night before, which is interesting with Mercury. It's like, what's that? What kind of information is that? Raw. What are we revealing? You know, regardless if there's nothing, you're still going to feel something. The key is about what you're feeling. Observe your thoughts. You know, if you want to read it and want to know what's going on for you on that day, then get included, because you will get to understand that. I'm actually going to take probably just one or a few more readings and then probably close off some time to just reflect. The moon and Neptune is saying, look, at 1 a.m., it kind of reflects. Now, it's going to be a different time wherever you are in the world. And then finally, Jupiter and Saturn reach the exact conjunction. I didn't even check what time's the exact conjunction, because, you know, there's so much things happening. It's like you can't get in tune with everything, you know, because you got to dream, you got to sleep, you got to cook, you got to, you know, clean, you got to go out and do things. So I'm just going to finalize this. It's a long video. Didn't even want to make it long. So to finalize this, yeah, it's going to be about, interestingly, the conjunction happens in the afternoon in the UK anyways. So, you know, great time to probably meditate even. It's going to happen about 1:30. So that's me. And the greater details within this is that the lights are coming through the different portions and activating different parts of your DNA, which is transforming you. It may not be overnight. It could be overnight, but it's unlikely. It's probably going to be a slow transition, and that's the reason why behind the whole vaccine thing. It's a corona shift, which is shifting your paradigm internally, and so the vaccine may do something to counteract it. So this is the perception of astrology, which obviously is speculating information and bringing them into the surface of the greater cosmos. Because as above, so below, as within, so without. May the universe bless you.